Welcome to a special edition of Pass the PE Exam. I'm your host Anthony Fasano, and today we're celebrating our 100th episode together. Throughout our journey, we've explored essential topics, we've shared exam prep strategies, and offered valuable advice to empower engineering professionals on their path to licensure. We've been really fortunate to host esteemed guests from around the world, each bringing unique insights and wisdom to our aspiring licensed engineers. In this special episode, we will reflect on some of the best tips that our guests have shared, including balancing a full-time job with studying, managing your time effectively, developing strong study habits and smart scheduling routines, creating comprehensive study plans, and the advantage of earning a PE license for those looking to establish their own engineering business. This Pass the PE Exam is brought to you by PPI, a leader in engineering exam prep for the FE and PE exams since 1975. In celebration of our 100th episode, PPI is offering a 3-month on-demand prep course bundle giveaway. Their courses are tailored to equip you for success on exam day, offering options for print, digital, live classes, or a combination of formats. This is your opportunity to earn your PE license. To enter, simply like this video and comment on why you want to get your PE license. The winner will be revealed in our next episode on May 28th. Don't miss out on this incredible chance. Our first highlight comes from episode number 66, featuring Joanna Johnson, licensed professional engineer and transportation engineer from Parametric. She shared her experiences balancing a full-time job with studying for her PE exam. Her journey provides valuable insights for engineers facing a similar path. Let's listen to what she had to say about how she overcame this common challenge.
Yeah, definitely the most challenging part was just tackling the concepts I've never seen before. I took the transportation PE, and so I mostly work in more like horizontal design and like the actual like design stuff. I don't do a lot with traffic, and so there's a whole section of like traffic things and traffic modeling that I was like, oh geez, like this is something that's really unfamiliar for me. And just making sure I had to take like some extra time, and that like impacted my schedule, and I wanted to make sure that I actually had these concepts down so I could be successful in the exam. That was definitely a challenge for me. I remember getting to that section, I was like, oh no, like this is so much. There's just so much you have to cram into your brain for this exam. But taking a deep breath, one thing at a time, making sure know your references that are provided in the exam, all digitally, so you could like search through it. That was what helped me get over that challenge.
Next, episode 71 featured Anton Saunders, licensed PE structural engineer from Greenman Peterson Inc., or GPI. Anton offered insightful advice on PE exam preparation, emphasizing strategies like time management, effective study habits, and smart scheduling. Let's dive into a snippet of how he managed his time effectively while studying for the PE exam.
Obviously, at the time, I was working full-time as an engineering intern. And at the time, I actually lived an hour away from my office. So I would get home around 6 or 6:30, and my plan was always to study for 2 hours a night. Then after that, get some dinner and go to sleep, and then do it all over again. What kept me on track was that I always kept reminders on my phone, reminders and alarms, basically saying, hey Anton, it's time to study, or hey Anton, you're good now, you could relax. So that was a big help to me at the end of the day.
In episode number 73, Jared Carlson, licensed PE, engineering director and principal at Henderson Engineers, shared his inspiring journey towards obtaining his PE license and how it positively impacted his work. Let's hear what Jared had to say.
So there's nothing like once you get your first license as a professional engineer, and then you have to apply your stamp to those drawings and then sign over top of it. There's nothing like the feeling, the dread that comes over, like, oh my goodness, I'm actually going to sign and seal this drawing. Because let's take a step back for a moment and think about what signing and sealing and applying your license really means. So when you become a professional engineer, you basically have to take the creed set by the National Standard of Professional Engineering, or National Society of Professional Engineers, which states that you're going to protect the health, welfare, and safety of the public. You basically become a doctor for buildings. And so you're taking a very high creed, a high calling. And so when you have to sign and seal a drawing and deliverable that's going to be built in the field, that's something that someday you can walk into, show your friends and family, say, hey, I had a hand in designing this project. That's a big deal, because that means you're putting your professional license on the line there to say, I guarantee that this is going to protect the health, welfare, and safety of the public. So for me, it's a high calling, it's a high responsibility, but it's really important to serve our country, serve our industry in that way. And so being able to apply it, even just 4 years in right away to say, okay, this is it. I get to sign and seal my name to it. But what's beautiful about that too is that you get to work with a community of other engineers who are right there with you. You can ask technical questions to make sure that whatever we're designing is code compliant, not only to the building codes, but also the energy codes today, which is taking on a greater and greater importance in our society. So,
in episode 29, we spoke with professional engineer Jaquay C. Jones, PE, a national agricultural engineer from USDA and RCS. He's also author of the book Pass the PE Exam in 3 Months: Strategies and Mindset for the Non-Test Taker. Jaquay emphasized the importance of creating a comprehensive study plan for PE exam success. Let's hear his thoughts on why a study plan is so important when preparing for the PE exam.
So if you have a study plan, let me just say, the equation that I think of is no study plan equal failure on a PE exam. Again, we talked about, all the responsibilities that we have as functionaries. Without a study plan, how are you going to carve out time to study? How are you going to know how much time you have available to study, or for how long you need to study? So, having that study plan is crucial, in order to ensure that you allow yourself adequate time to prepare. For one, it helps you lay out, provide some structure, and you're holding yourself accountable. You're setting these points, these earmarks for yourself to achieve, and that's where it starts. That's going to be you on test day. You're not going to have anyone to draw on. You're not going to be able to ask anyone questions. So you want to make sure that you paid your dues in full in advance. And in order to do that, you need to have a study plan.
And last but certainly not least, from episode number 5, Justin Edenbaum, licensed PE, founder of Nevergray, discussed the advantages of obtaining a PE license for individuals aiming to establish their own engineering business or engineering services. And we get this question a lot from engineers. So let's listen to Justin's insights on how holding an engineering license impacts your ability to start your own firm.
In certain states and in the province of Ontario, you cannot offer engineering services unless you are a professional engineer. You can't start a company or have a company and make money unless you are a professional engineer. So let's say, Anthony, you had a tunnel and it needed ventilation and you knew Justin could do it. I would not be able to offer you that service and let you pay me unless I was a professional engineer and the firm was registered. And if I didn't have that PE, I couldn't do that. So it is vitally important if you're going to start your own firm that offers engineering services. And the requirement for it probably varies state to state. I'm not familiar with all 50, but certainly in Nevada, that was part of how I got my project, which is someone at the company needed a PE, and then your company had to get registered.
As we wrap up this celebratory episode and look forward to our next 100 episodes, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to you, our incredible listeners, and our guests. Your support and engagement have made this show what it is today, a platform for learning, sharing, and growing together. Thank you for being part of our journey, and keep sending us notes on LinkedIn about how you passed and how we were able to help you. I hope you found this week's video helpful and inspiring. In upcoming videos, we'll solve more PE exam practice problems and we'll answer more questions from our subscribers. Pass the PE exam videos will be published weekly, so please be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss something that could make a substantial difference in your exam result. And please ask questions and leave comments below this video and I will respond to you. Let me know if there's a specific topic that you'd like me to cover, or a question that you need answered. Pass the PE exam, we'll have you covered. I'll see you next week on Pass the PE exam.